at the beginning of every school year. Okay? When I enter my new classes, I always ask my students, do you like English?
No.
Do you like English? Some students say, yes, we like English. It's a very interesting subject. But some other students say, no, I don't like English.
Most of them don't like.
Most of them don't like English. The next question is, why? Why don't you like English? What difficulties do you face when you learn English? I listen to them. I listen to most of them about the difficulties they face when learning English. The most important thing is memorizing vocabulary. Memorizing vocabulary. حفظ المفردات. It's the most important, one of the most important, because some of them don't like grammar. Okay, today I want to talk about new vocabulary, how to memorize new vocabulary easily, or not to forget them in 2 or 3 days or in a week. To restore the information you learn. Okay, how to memorize vocabulary easily. But before you explain for a student how to memorize easily or to learn some new vocabulary easily, you should know how does your brain work. لازم نعرف ازاي البرين الخلق بيشتغل. How does your brain work? And about the memory, especially the memory. There are two memories in your brain. The keratin in your brain. The first one is called short-term memory. The second one is called long-term memory. In Arabic ذاكرة المدى القصير وذاكرة المدى البعيد.
واللي ما عندوش الاثنين.
خلاص ما قلتش معانا. Okay, every single word you learn, you put directly in your short memory term memory. For example, if I write my telephone number on the board, this is my telephone number.
Why do you write your telephone number?
Try to memorize it now in 13 seconds.
You want us to take a private lesson with you?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a test. Try to memorize it. Okay?
No.
What is the number?
22 37 01 4
Not 4. بلاش 4.
اثنين
بسيطة
Okay.
Too difficult to read.
Because
Solve the number. Yes.
11
number.
11 numbers. Okay. Sometimes I say my telephone number to somebody and I repeat it and he repeats it many times. For example, 100 122 37 10 121. This is my telephone number. He can memorize it shortly. But after half an hour or more than half an hour, he forgets it. Because it was saved, not خزنت في short memory. Okay? But that's for learning English. When you want to teach your students some words, they are put بيتحطوا in the short memory. Some students write the word, for example, زي most books بيكتبوا a list of new vocabulary and the Arabic meaning in front of them. Okay? And he tries to memorize them. Okay? And it's very good. I memorized all the words. We ممكن write them. خلاص? But the next day or after 3 or 4 days, what are the words he forgets most of them بينسى ايه معظمهم. This is traditional way of learning new vocabulary.
needs special skill.
It needs special skills. That's right. يبقى احنا عايزين to learn new way دلوقتي نعرف طرق جديدة ازاي تحفظ صح without forgetting من غير ما ننسى. الهدف to transfer or to move the words from your short-term memory into long-term memory. Long-term فيها my name, my job, where I live, my school, my children. This is saved in the long-term memory. But how to move the vocabulary from short memory into longer? Do you know how? Do you have any idea about how to move them from short memory into long memory?
Sometimes you should try to use these words or this vocabulary more often.
Use the vocabulary more often. Put them in sentence. And read them in stories. That's right. Number one, if you want to move the words from your short memory into long memory, write. Number one is to write the vocabulary. But write them not a single word, but in a sentence. It's very important. It's very important to learn the vocabulary in sentence because you can remember the meaning of the word from the context or in a story. Read it in a story. عشان كده الكتاب بيدينا احنا في البدايه يعني تكست معين بنطلع منه الفوكابلري.
It also depends on the person age.
That's right. The person age, yes.
Yes.
But we deal with children. Their memory are
better
fresh.
than us.
Okay? And when you write the sentence in different ways, not only one way. For example, write all of the sentence in small letters. For example, I go to school every day.
Or through a song.
Through a song. Different ways, that's right, different ways. You can write it in capital letters. I go to school and so on. Write it in cursive letters. With cursive letters. For example, I go to school every and so on. When you try to write it in different ways, you can change your way of thinking or your visual skills. Okay. يبقى number one, write the word, اكتب الكلمة بطريقة مختلفة فين؟ في جمل. مرة small، مرة capital، مرة حروف مشبك عشان يقدر يفتكرها. And use the sticky notes. Use sticky notes. Sticky notes معناها ملصقات بسيطة. For me, at home, when I wanted to teach my children some new vocabulary at home, I wrote some. For example, this is fridge. I wrote fridge on a sheet of paper. Okay? And they put it on the fridge itself. Fridge. Okay? This sofa, chair, wool, TV, computer, and so on. When my child comes and go to the fridge, every time she sees the fridge, the word fridge, this is a fridge, and it is written on the fridge the name of it. Okay? This is called sticky notes. عشان كده احنا في الكلاسز بنعمل الساينس اللوحات. ليه؟ عشان طول الوقت هو قاعد بص عليهم. انا بخليه يعمل في الكلاس تصريفات الافعال. طول ما قاعد عمال يبص عليهم. استخدم حاجه اسمها الفيجوال ميموري. استخدام الفيجوال ميموري.
العربي يكون ازاي لزق في دماغه.
خلاص. تيجي لان عنده two memories they are called verbal memory and visual memory. What is the difference? Verbal memory only writes the word. ركز بس الكلمة يعني كلمة course cheer. This is verbal memory. If you want to change it, عايز احولها الى الفيجوال memory, I draw a picture. For example, chair. This is a chair. Okay? I want to teach him the word fish. This is fish. Fish, and write the word fish on the board. So you, when you want to teach new vocabulary, number one, write the word, especially in sentence. Number two, use the sticky notes, and as Mr. Hassan said, read it in sentence or in a story. It's very important to remember the story easily and the meaning of the word. And sound, still, sound or story. Okay? And use, finally, I don't want to take long time. Finally, I want you to use the games to learn, to teach the student any word. For example, last time or in a time before, I told you about the game to encourage a student to learn the verbs in the past, the present, past, and past participle. For example, I get a ball, and throw the ball to any pupil in the class. And while I throw the ball, I say a verb in the infinitive form. For example, go. بتدخل على واحد يقول له go. And he throw it back to me, but saying the past symbol of the word. The past. Go. يقول لي went. Take. Talk. Play. طب ما حافظين. في بعض الطلبه اللي مش حافظين الحاجات بقى بتعملها. طلبه مش حافظه، فانت تقول لهم ثاني يوم احنا هنعمل المسابقه. فانتوا مطلوب منكم تحفظوا الليسته بتاعت الفيرب ده. فلما ولو انت كسبت هتاخد هديه. هيقطع نفسه في البيت علشان يحفظه. علشان ياخد الهديه وعشان يكسب. يبقى انا بديله الموتيفيشنز اللي هو ايه؟ يستخدمه علشان يبقى يتفوق على زمايله. يبقى انا اديته. خلاص؟ وفي طريقه ثانيه لحفظ الفريزز او الافري داي انجلش. في عندنا يعني فيديو دلوقتي هنشوف منه يعني جزء كده من الفيديو بيعلمنا ازاي نستخدم الانجليش، او في لعبه اسمها سايمون سيز. حد سمع عنها؟ سايمون سيز. انا كنت بستخدمها بطريقه معينه في الكلاس يعني. فانا عايز استخدمها دلوقتي ونشوف سايمون سيز ده هيعمل معايا ايه. اوكي؟
وريني يا عم.